Hello and welcome to Lockdown the Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Daniel Wargo.
And I'm your other host, William Gabriel. How's it going, Dan?
Going pretty
It's a show.
great. It's a show. It's a Friday again.
It's always a Friday.
I don't think that's true. I think there are 6 other days.
In this pandemic, it's just been a Friday on Friday on Friday on Friday on Friday.
Oh,
It's never
okay.
Monday. I never need to start the diet. I need to start the diet.
And you should diet.
I know, man.
Me too, man. Me too. How
You
are
should
you?
diet. Fuck you a little bit.
I was doing that line from the Santa Claus. I wasn't telling you to diet.
I don't remember. I'm so cultured. How are you this week? How was your week? Look at you just holding that cup ever so delicately.
Ever so delicately. My week was wonderful. It was really nice. Was it? Yeah, it was nice.
See, Friday on a Friday on a Friday. Just like, when did it start? No clue. No goddamn clue.
I think it was good. Yeah, it was a good week. I just was like, honestly, like I don't think I've had a moment this week. I mean, I could have taken all the moments that I wanted, just to be fair.
This is
But
the moment.
I
Damn all
have
the
just
odds.
been sitting at this computer working all day, every day, pretty much. Haven't played a video game. Have barely gone on a run, which I have done a couple times.
You gotta do that. You're gonna get a blood
I
clot.
know. Well, I've been
Stand
doing
up,
that, but
stretch.
I haven't done anything fun in months. Years.
Well,
It's been a while.
we're here now. Now it's fun. It's really cool because we like to do jumping jacks before the show just to get us amped, get our hearts racing a little too fast, and then we shove coffee down. Daniel did like 15 more jumping jacks than me today.
How many did you do?
I swear the number is usually 10, and I think he did
Oh.
75.
I did 25. Yeah.
What the fuck is that about? Why are you trying to
10 seems like too little to me. I don't know.
too little, too late?
I just really wanted to get there today.
I'm
I was
pacing
kind of
myself.
sleepy. My back kind of hurts because I watched TV in bed the wrong way last night for too long.
You are youthful. Full of youth.
There was a new murder documentary on Netflix, so you know
Everyone's
how that
talking
goes.
about it. I haven't watched it yet, but it's about like the water tank lady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
Can't
About this
wait.
crazy hotel.
Can't wait to have
downtown
fucking
LA.
nightmares.
It's actually creepy. I haven't finished, but it's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a creepy one.
That's where the Night Stalker
So-
used to stay. They say.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
See, I know this
It's-
story already. Don't need a documentary.
There
All
you
up
go.
here.
Well, I guess you should just tell it. You
Tell
should
the
just tell
story.
the documentary.
I don't know. I remember that video of the girl in the water tank getting passed around a lot in like early 2012, 2013.
Mhm,
and
yeah.
Just for context, anyone that knows, this woman stays in a hotel, and there is some footage of her just like running from something into an elevator. We don't really know what's going on. She keeps looking out of the elevator, keeps pressing the buttons. The elevator won't go.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the last thing we see of her, and just she's in a water tank. This is a weird way to start a morning comedy podcast, Daniel. Fuck.
You know
Someone's in
what?
a water tank.
There was a murder.
There was a murder. I haven't got to do that all season 2. God damn it.
That's
I need
on
to
you,
up my
man.
game. I need to up my game.
You need to find some more murders, or maybe you need to commit one.
No, isn't it better that there's less? Fuck.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, depends.
Less documentaries, but
Depends.
more hand holding. Well, if there is another murder, we
Mhm.
know that court is going to be a wonderful place to figure out exactly
Oh.
what happened, right?
Yeah, court will be the best place potentially.
Could you tell me what's going on in this court video?
Okay, so we're gonna go to a tiny little court in Texas.
Yeah.
We're gonna travel down south
Down south.
where their hats are bigger than their boots,
And the molasses in their mouth.
and they love to eat barbecue. And
They love justice. They love justice.
they love justice and guns. So this is one of those Zoom court meetings that we've been hearing so much about. And let's just watch the tape, shall we?
God, I'm already so excited.
Me too.
Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take a look.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that.
I can see that.
Ponton, I believe you have a filter.
Holy shit, dude.
Holy shit.
I love this.
Okay.
So I think everything about it is perfect. There's the filter. What a great choice. The voice behind it. The just like total anxiety of, shit.
I'm here. I'm not a cat.
Of all the fucking things to say, dude.
That I saw that video earlier in the week, and there is nothing that has brought me as much joy this week as that video did.
Just the way the eyes dart, like so abruptly to the side. I don't even know if that's the real guy's eyes being put onto the cat, or if it's just an animation. I don't know. This is fucking fantastic. I almost want to do an episode of this podcast, all filters. We're coming for you, VTubers. We're going to be cute anime girls, and there's nothing you can fucking do about it. It's 2021.
Okay.
Or a cat. We don't discriminate.
Whichever.
I'm allergic to cats.
Me too. Same. But I don't think you have to see a cat in real life to be a cat on Zoom.
No, that's what we've learned today. You can be anything you want on Zoom. You can be famous. You can have, like, houses. You could just put them on a green screen behind you and be like, these are all my houses.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. I've never figured out that part of Zoom.
Do we know what that fucking court hearing was about at all?
No clue.
I would love that it's like something truly terrible. It just like it throws everyone off. I have my caretaker here. I'm willing to proceed as is.
And they're like,
he just doesn't want
what
to
do
go
you
to
think
jail.
ended up happening? Like, did it continue? Did he figure it out? Or
He said he has an assistant there, so hopefully they got it off. But I would like to believe that they never did. That's what I would like to believe.
I imagined his assistant is like some 65-year-old lady who can't work a Zoom either.
It's really his wife who's trying to be fancy in the moment.
Like, and then he turns into like a dolphin or something.
How old do we think this man is? Yes, they like switched the filter and now he's like on a yacht somewhere. Fuck. Or he's a lion in the majestic jungles. God damn, dude.
Oh, like there's something about like if that video was done like on SNL, I wouldn't think it's that funny.
No.
The fact that it's real.
Exactly.
Is
There's
what
something
makes that
wonderful
whole
about
thing.
the internet right now that just like everyone's being exposed for how stupid they are. Look at this show.
Right.
We do it every week.
We're here every Friday morning, 10 a.m. shop.
I find it really strange. Yet, of course this happened. That last week, my personal, totally original idea of investing in Pokemon cards.
Yes.
My idea. No one's done it before. No one's ever thought of this. Fortnite cards are next. Now McDonald's is giving them away in Happy Meals. They started doing that like 2-3 days ago, Daniel. Because of me, because of this show.
Really?
They
so
saw
McDonald's
the high
called
demand.
you. So when are we supposed to put their ad on the show, and how much are they paying us?
They didn't call me.
Well,
you know, like
you liar.
No, you know, like how you used to get like a message in a bottle or like a smoke screen in the sky, and that was how people talk to each other. I felt like that was McDonald's way of being like, "We see you, William. We hear you. Here's a Pikachu."
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so they sent you a message in the sky via a Happy Meal.
I mean, I was already in the drive-thru. And I would say the smoke signal was there's a Happy Meal on the menu and it's Pokemon.
And it's Pokemon. Because you had just talked about it on Friday.
And I bought 4 of them.
On the podcast.
I bought 4 Happy Meals.
You bought 4 Happy Meals to eat?
I mean, technically, over time, I ate them all, yes. Although, fuck those apples. What are those apples made of? Yuck.
Do they give you fries still?
Yeah, it's like a tiny shot of fries. It's literally like a shot glass size French fry container, and you go, there's
Oh,
my...
so you kind of do need 4 of those, at least.
Maybe. I didn't need the 4 cheeseburgers. That's where...
That's sure. Or the apples. So, what? Okay, tell me about these Pokemon cards. Are they worth anything?
Apparently, some people think so. Like online, some of them are
Mhm.
going upwards of $75 for one card. It was like mixed in with the grease, but now it's worth more than my soul.
Did you find one of these $75 cards?
No, the highest, the highest one I have is $20. I'm a collector, Daniel.
You have a $20 card
I mean, any hollow is
from
kind of
McDonald's?
any of them that's in the hollow right now because they're in. So here's what happened.
Okay.
I bought 4 thinking that was
Yeah.
a lot. I thought that was excessive. And some of
Yeah.
it was like stressed by later in the day. Like, I need a fucking shitty meal right now, but I also might invest because I'm a businessman. Rich.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Go on.
Some people went through the drive-thru and bought 100 plus Happy Meals and then went to multiple stores. There are some boxes on eBay right now for thousands of unopened cards from one
Oh.
individual. So the children have no happiness. We do it. We
Oh.
ruined it. Just like GameStop, we ruined everything. Did you see that
Wow.
the FBI or somebody is like investigating that shit now?
Yeah.
What's going on
Yes.
there?
They're looking into market manipulation. That's the brief
Ah.
knowledge I have there.
Ah,
Essentially, you can't manipulate the market whether you're rich or poor
not when you're poor. No, you can't.
or rich.
We don't know when it happens. They cover it up.
So there's
Conspiracies.
certain laws in the financial world that are meant to protect consumers and protect corporations and protect people. Obviously, for obvious reasons, those laws are being investigated. Nothing will probably come of it, but they have to look into it. Obviously, that was a big move for a stock to make in any fashion.
How
So,
are you going to investigate these poker thieves? They're just
I
taking
don't think
all
they're doing anything illegal.
I agree with you, but aren't they making it a sad time for the children? Wasn't like some of the best, okay, maybe this is just a fat kid thing. Wasn't some of the best adventures with your parents when like a good set of toys came out and McDonald's was to go try and get like all of those?
Oh, yeah. Well, I have a better one for you. Do you remember when McDonald's had the Beanie Babies, the mini Beanie
Yeah,
Babies?
totally.
There was one that was super rare.
Is it still
And
there?
I have no idea. I don't even remember which one it was because I never
forgot
got
you were
it.
a Beanie Baby kid. Tell us all about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we would go to McDonald's all the time. And actually, all my friends were all into Beanie Babies too. So if we would go over to their house, we would go to McDonald's. Everyone was trying to get this one Beanie Baby, which I don't
Okay.
remember what it was. It was a mini version though. And I don't think anyone ever got it.
No one got it? It was just like
Well,
the Monopoly game where the mob
it
was just
didn't
giving each
come
other money.
to Orange County,
It
definitely.
didn't come to Orange County, no.
They didn't send them to Orange County.
That's fucking
If I worked
interesting.
at McDonald's though, and I could see that there was a rare Beanie Baby, because you could see which one it was. It's not like it was covered. I'd just steal them all. I'd just be like, I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy a
There you
Happy
go,
Meal.
everyone. That's
Put
our
this
show.
one in there. Easy.
Steal all the Beanie Babies. That's
Sell
the
it to these
issue, though.
kids.
So all of these adults have gone and scalped up all the Pokemon cards. Like, wasn't there no worse feeling when you were a kid and you were hoping to get that Star Wars, that something in your fucking bag, and you open it up and you're like, Muppet Treasure Island? This is not even this is from last season.
Yeah, that's bad. Or they changed it suddenly. You were ready to get this toy, and then that had ended, and it was on to the next toy.
I mean, that happened to
You're
our
just
buddy
like-
Alex. He tried to do the same thing as me. He DoorDashed 2 Happy Meals. One of them came with cards. One of them came with a lie. Just like a regular stuffed animal. And it wasn't even a Beanie Baby, Daniel. It was like some bullshit from China.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Pokemon do better.
Pokemon,
McDonald's do better.
get more out there for the
Be
kids.
better.
It's for the kids.
I'm gonna go to McDonald's right after this podcast.
You're gonna go
Since
buy
you
it.
said you got a card that was worth $20 and you probably spent like $8.
So
Boom,
there's
flip.
25 different holos because it's the 25th anniversary of
Got it.
Pokemon. And there's
Okay.
no cards out there in the world at any store. So they were like, let's make it easy for kids and put them in McDonald's Happy Meals. And adults said, haha, still gonna beat you.
Well, because we buy the kids don't have money. They don't have cars.
They don't realize
can't
it
go
was
to
our
McDonald's.
childhood first.
Yeah. Do kids even like Pokemon?
Happy anniversary, everyone.
You know, I feel like everyone I see playing Pokemon Go is in their 30s.
I think kids probably still like they keep coming out with more and more. But
Yeah.
I wonder if it's kind of like that Star Wars thing where it's not like really they like it too much. It's like their parents forced it upon them. Is that what
Right.
we're doing? Is Pokemon our Star Wars?
It might
You
be.
like it.
It might
You
be.
fucking like this lizard.
There's a Pikachu out there and you're gonna catch it.
That's the one that's worth $75. I saw it the night those came
Oh.
out, selling for upwards of $125 for a fucking piece of paper.
No,
with
it's
some
a
shiny,
card.
glimmery shits.
Yeah. It's worth something. It's like baseball cards. A lot of people are in the card game right now.
Yeah, so I'm very curious with that because a lot of people are like actually taking it seriously to invest. Is that just the bubble of us being stuck at home? Is it because everyone's getting their checks, everyone's having like that money to throw around, or is it actually? I don't know. It's very interesting to watch. When's the last time you ever heard someone talk about fucking baseball cards?
I mean, yesterday?
No, but before this year.
Oh, before all this? It's been a while.
Like the
Yeah,
people
it's been
that
a
were
while.
fucking doing that and investing in it.
I
you're like,
collected them, though,
You're
as a
still
kid.
doing it? Yeah, as a kid.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing,
Yeah.
right? It's everything's kind of based on nostalgia. And
When does
so,
baseball become not nostalgic anymore? Like, how many ebbs and flows of a thing does it get to have? Because what's hard about baseball cards versus Pokemon cards is like it's following a player's career, and how well they do each. And I'm sure each season determines how important that card is. Pikachu's always going to fucking be there, man. His stats never going down. Hers never going down. It's a fucking mouse. It's here to stay.
Is it a mouse?
It's an electric mouse.
Oh, I never thought of him as a mouse.
He's a mouse.
Interesting. That changes things for me.
I don't like that he's a rodent.
Well, it's like
A
now it's just
marsupial.
it's like the Japanese Mickey Mouse now. Like I don't.
Yeah, but
You
it
know,
looks more
like-
like a mouse than Mickey does. Mickey is like, what's going on with those ears?
No,
What did
that's
Walt
what-
what did Walt put in your ears, sir?
I don't know. That looks more like a mouse to me. Pikachu looks kind of like a possum with a scraggly tail
Maybe that's what they look like in
to
Japan.
me. I've
Does
never
Mickey
been.
Mouse have a tail? I don't know, because he's always wearing those shorts, those little booty shorts.
Yeah, he tucks it in if he does.
Tucks it in.
Tucks it in, man. He might have a tail though. Damn, I never thought about that.
Did I trick you? Are you going to invest now? Are you ready to be a Pokemaster like no one ever
Yeah.
was? All right.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got to be honest with you. So after you sent that, I was like, well, I'm going to get some cards, right? Went to McDonald's. I was sitting in the drive-thru. I was like, I'm going to get a Happy Meal. And then I'm looking at the Happy Meal and I'm like, it's going to be so small. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the Happy Meal.
That's why I got 4. I ate 2 immediately. One of them with apple dippers, one of them double fries. So you get 2 shots. So technically 3 shots of fries, 2 cheeseburgers. You're good to go.
Did you sell your card yet? Or
No.
are you keeping it for
I haven't
longevity?
decided. I think like
But
if
what
I
if
go
more of those cards come out and then it
They
lowers the
definitely
value?
will. They definitely will. That's what's funny
know?
about this market is probably in those first couple days would be the time to sell. And I did not do that. Or the week that they go away. Whatever that last week is where they're being phased out for the next stuffed Beanie
Sure.
Baby, that's
Yeah.
probably the best week to sell.
Right. And there's probably 1 or 2 super rare cards in there that will kind of continue to be worth something because of their rarity.
And hopefully I get them all.
Gotta catch them all. You gotta. I see a lot of Happy Meals in your future, sir.
Thank you. Hopefully
Good luck
just,
on your diet.
just for me. Good luck on my diet. I guess I could donate the food.
Nobody wants your shitty old McDonald's, dude.
Well, if it's fresh, if I like instantly
Where are you donating it?
I don't know.
It's like, hey, here's 50 Happy Meals minus the toy.
I'm just saying.
I dug my paws in there.
I'm sure
grabbed the
someone's
toy
that
out.
hungry, Daniel.
Well, yeah, but I don't
Speaking
think
of
anyone...
food,
yeah.
we have a new segment we're going to try out today. I just loved playing food trends with you last week, and we're going to try this out. Not sure if it's going to work, but it's going to be a vote, yes or no, bussin' or busted. So we're going to take the biggest food trends of the week, the TikTok algorithms, and we're going to rate them. Well, Daniel's definitely going to rate this one. I really don't know what he's going to think. I actually think he might like it. Let's see.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So those are the flaming hot.
Yes. I love the camera guy hyping it up. Oh, wow.
Just for like that hint of lime. I don't want to put the entire
For that
bag
hint
like I
of
did with this
lime.
one, okay? So we're just putting about a quarter
Very
of
specific. Whole bag of regular hot, flaming hot, just a little bit of the lemon.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa.
That's gonna give
I've
it
never
that
seen
cheesy
cheese
flavor
get
that
poured.
Everyone likes with the mac and cheese. Do you see the orange? See how it's
Yeah.
melting together
And
there?
that was from the powder.
Yeah, that cheddar powder. I can taste
Yeah?
the cheesiness.
Is this the guy from the cat video?
This is the assistant.
Okay, here comes the fun part.
Spilling all over the floor.
Moment of truth.
Oh my goodness. Mmm. It's got that kick. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Mac and Cheetos. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, you went to
a
go
little
see
bit
that.
sick to my stomach.
You went to go see that sushi burrito flaming hot Cheeto thing. So I was like, maybe
That's
he'll
different.
like. Yes, I know, but maybe he'll like this one. That's what I was sort of think. I don't know.
Okay,
I
there
wanna
are
hear your
ways.
thoughts.
There are ways in which I would like this one.
Okay.
The way she did it disgusts me.
She like melted down the cheese puffy curd bit into like a
Disgusting.
liquid. I don't even know why.
Yeah, no, that is so gross. Why? Exactly. Thank you. Why?
And why like 30% of the lime one?
Right. Well, she just wants that little citrus kick in there.
A little kick.
I do have to say, I've seen at the grocery store, they have these little Kraft macaroni and cheese, like not the big box, but like they're single serve kind of things that are hot Cheeto flavored. I don't know what they are. I'm kind of grossed out by those too.
So they sell this at the market already without
At Ralph's.
Okay, I love people.
I don't know if it's the same.
I love people.
Like the fact that she literally melts down hot Cheetos into some kind of cheesy paste and then pours it over her thing like it's good. No,
Did you
okay.
see
Here's
how
the
much
way.
liquid was left in that pan though too? So like she makes that fucking sauce, she pours all the cheese packets into it, and half of that cheese packet is still in the pot. It's not in the food.
I'm like, honestly, I'm sick to my stomach. The only way this works for me,
Sure.
right? Because hot Cheeto is about flavor and one other thing.
What else would it be about?
Texture. It's about texture.
So you would probably crumble some up and put it on as a finish.
Absolutely.
As a baked mac and cheese.
Yes. I would actually, I think I've ordered that from a restaurant before. There's one in Long Beach called The Attic.
That shouldn't
They
be
do
allowed.
amazing mac and cheeses, and I think there is a hot Cheetos one. The texture of hot Cheetos in a burrito, like a crazy one, I could get on board with that. On mac and cheese, sure, why not? On a sushi burrito, hell yeah. Texture with punch, but not. You got rid of the texture?
Yeah. It's
That's
pretty weird.
disgusting.
It's pretty gross.
Oh God.
I'm glad
many
we're on the
likes
same
does that
page
have?
with this one. I really wasn't sure. And it's not like I think that low of you. It's just I know you love those flavors.
I do love.
And I was
understand-
curious if maybe I'm the odd one out because I kind of don't like people just putting hot Cheetos on everything. I think
Cool.
I think it's kind of following the same idea as like a California burrito where like, yes, it's good to put fries in a burrito, but isn't it good to like just eat some fries? You know,
Well,
like, do we have to fucking put it all together like it's Thanksgiving and we're just mashing the plate together? Can we, like, fucking eat things? That's how I like textures, is things separately. When you put everything together, it becomes like that. What was that fucking KFC bowl where it was just like, we gave up.
Yes.
We gave up the bowl.
Here's everything we
mashed
have.
like fucking just everything on top of it, and you just mix it together and you're like, I guess this is my lunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Didn't I? No, thank you.
You're not a fan of that. So you're not a mix. Do you like your food groups to be like this one and then this one and then this one?
Am I OCD?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
When you have like a meat and mashed potatoes, let's say like chicken or pork or something,
I could see myself dipping. Like,
okay,
I've cut a piece with the fork, maybe a little dippage. Depends on how good that mashed potatoes is. Not the mac and cheese.
No, you mean with your chicken or something, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
But I'm not like just making them become one, because I like, this is getting really weird, but like I kind of just like the one side of the chicken to be chicken.
One side of your mouth to be chicken?
Yeah, you know, like, so then your mouth gets to explore and discover what's together. It's not already like, that's gonna happen later in life, Daniel. That's what our future is. We're going to a home where some lady or some man doesn't give a fuck about us, and they're blending up our peas with our chicken, and it's a milkshake now, and it's not good.
Yeah.
I want to put off that time as long as possible.
Okay.
I can still swallow shit. I can still swallow a lot.
Do you want to say it like that, or you want to stick with that?
I mean, it's already out there. Someone's going to take that clip. I'm fucked.
It's going to be me.
I've done this.
It's going to be me on TikTok.
I've learned now that most of your TikTok feed is the dumb shit I say, and you just being like, yeah, look who I have to do this show with every week.
Sometimes. So I'm looking for good content, man. Doesn't always have to be me making it.
So I guess it comes down to this, Daniel. Was that bussin' or busted?
That was busted AF.
Super busted. We got a 2 thumbs down from us.
2 thumbs down.
Please don't melt Cheetos.
That's disgusting. You need help. Don't call me for help because I'll throw up, but call somebody for help.
Speaking of help, Daniel, and speaking of your TikTok.
Your segues are wonderful.
It reminded me, actually. I've been thinking about this because late at night, let's be real, you're posting so much on TikTok that half my feed is you now. Cool. And these late night ones, are you curled up with your puppers on the floor, I'm assuming?
Yes.
And he's nuzzling ever so tenderly into your face.
On my face.
And you are receptive of the emotion, and you lean into it, and then you give a nice little message about are you okay? Is everything okay?
Me?
Yeah, you can tell me, dude.
Good,
I'm your
man.
friend.
Yeah,
Are you all right?
I'm getting messages, and I just want to share them.
What are those messages?
Well, they're on the TikTok.
I'm not reading the words. I'm just looking into your eyes and looking at the dog, and I'm like, is Daniel okay? Should I call him?
Am I okay?
Well, I know that Valentine's Day is coming up. I know it's coming up. And
it's coming up Sunday.
Most of the people that have been in this world have been wondering how your date went last week.
Well, I am going to tell you, but first I want us to watch this clip.
Anticipation.
Get us in the mood for Valentine's Day.
It's coming up this weekend.
Sunday
Love
afternoon.
is in the air, and so is COVID.
And so is this TikTok.
Hi, it's Grandma Sandy here, and today I'm doing the Valentine's Day spin wheel, and whatever it lands on, I have to do.
Swing?
Swing.
Are you serious?
Swingers?
Hi, 1 ticket for the swing, please.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Okay.
I was not expecting this.
No, I know.
Grandma, no. Grandma, no. This looks like that video of the lady spinning from that helicopter being lifted out of the desert.
No!
Oh God, oh my God, it looks like she's gonna hit everything as she swings. Are we in Las Vegas?
Maybe. I don't know where this
Wow.
is.
Hi, it's Grandma
There
Sandy
you go.
here,
So,
and today I'm doing the Valentine's Day.
Stop
Grandma
that.
Sandy.
Grandma Sandy.
Are you okay after? I need to know more. I need an update about Grandma Sandy.
I'll let her know. I followed her. After that, I was like, yep, you earned it.
You earned the follow
earned it
for
from
going
me.
on a swing.
The way she yelled was like, oh, I thought you were this sweet grandma. No, you crazy.
No, I thought she was going to go swinging in a very different way. And that's the
Me too.
joke. That's the joke.
Me too. Yeah, I was excited for that one too. Whatever.
Misdirect.
Either way you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But that's our Valentine's Day lead-in.
We never got to see Grandpa Sandy, so I'm wondering how he felt about swinging, and if he was like, no, we're going to have words, and you're just going on a fucking swing. We're not doing this.
Do you think they have the same name?
I just thought it was cute, Grandpa Sandy. I guess
Sandy
I didn't
and
think about it.
That makes me happy. I hope that's the case. Grandpa Sandy.
So Valentine's, love is in the air, and so is Grandma.
Okay, and so is Grandma. I had my socially distanced date on Friday,
Wow.
right? I
Pretty
know you've been
exciting
waiting
stuff.
all week.
I mean,
You never
yeah.
even asked.
No,
all week you
what
were like,
the
I'm
fuck are
waiting
you
for the
talking about?
podcast.
We had a whole text message feed
I
about
know.
it. I got the
just
juicy
kidding.
details, but now, show business. We've never talked about it.
No, we're taking it from ground zero. No, stage one.
People are waiting
Cancel.
to hear what it was like
yeah.
to go on a date.
In a pandemic.
Yeah, in a panty.
In a panty. Well, as you know, William, I'm incredibly safe. I'm one of the safest.
I thought you were going to say
people that you've
charming.
ever. Yeah, well, I'm also that, but
Yeah,
don't know.
but safe is what you went with. So.
I'm very charming. I'm handsome. My
Super safe.
six-pack looks amazing underneath my layer of fat.
That dad bod.
Yeah, and so we went to the beach. I think I mentioned that was going to happen.
Well, that was the plan.
That was the plan.
No food. No restaurants.
No.
Just good old conversation.
Yeah. I got some canned wine.
Canned wine. Oh, don't have to share that bottle. You get your own.
Well, I actually wasn't concerned about sharing a bottle, but like I didn't want to have to bring cups. You know? Cups sound stupid on the beach. So I got I didn't get the shitty canned wine. I got the nice canned wine. There's like different.
There's nice canned wine. Tell us the brand.
It had a puppy on it.
That's good enough. That's good enough.
Yeah,
I'll find that puppy.
Yeah, that has a puppy on it. So sat down,
6
on the
feet,
beach.
12 feet, 100 feet.
6-ish feet.
Oh, you look nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you just shout the whole time?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. You just kind of have to yell over the wind.
Thank God I have Christy. I would not fucking last in this current climate. Holy shit.
There was a person who had either jumped off or fell off the Huntington Beach Pier. So there was a lot of police activity around, which I recommend for a date. A lot of police activity, not too much.
Well, I mean, as long as you're not in the vicinity of the issue, isn't it kind of nice? It's like dinner and a show. No, it's just a show.
It's a show. You want to have something to talk about, right? That's why people go to movies, because then you just talk about the movie.
Yeah,
right?
You don't want to get to know each other.
That.
Just like, I like Jason Statham again.
Mm-hmm. And this one, you're just like, well, do you think he jumped, or do you think he fell, or do you think he was pushed? Right? We go there.
That was
and then we go, is he alive or is he dead?
This is really romantic.
It's really romantic and sexy. So don't forget that. A little police activity goes a long way in a socially distanced
Something
state.
tells me that's a normal day in Huntington Beach.
I should just say my first time to Huntington Beach, and I was at that place where those frat dudes were talking about the masks that we watched many months ago.
Yeah.
Not a mask in sight. Nary a mask.
Well, no, I'm very
anywhere.
surprised you chose to go there for a date.
I didn't choose it.
Ah, smart. Let the woman decide.
Agreed.
Make her feel safe.
Yeah, I agreed.
Even though
I
you
would've
already
chosen
stated
Steel
you're
Beach.
the safest person around. Like,
Yeah, I'm super safe. I was wearing a mask. Don't you believe it?
was she wearing a mask?
Not when she got there. No, she didn't wear a mask, and I took it off when we sat down. Obviously, when
Daniel
we were on the beach.
took off the mask.
You don't have if you're 6 feet apart and you're outside. You don't
I
have
know
to be
you're
wearing a
just
mask.
so safe, and Dr. Fauci is like, wear 72 masks
Yeah,
when you're going to the
indoors,
grocery store.
at the grocery store.
Okay.
So I did that when I went to get the wine, but I didn't at the beach. So I took off my mask. There was nobody around except her. Obviously, sat 6 feet apart.
Sunset?
The weird thing,
You guys get a sunset?
it was already dark. It gets dark early this time of year.
That's very true.
So and it wasn't too cold. The weather was actually nice because that's what I was worried about being on the beach in
Right.
February.
You
was
were,
like,
you were
actually,
saying
it's
last week,
fine.
like, when I get cold, the date's over.
That's what I thought would happen. I thought it would be like it just would be freezing and then it'd be like, yeah, it's time to go back to my car. So no, but
Hey.
the weirdest thing about it all is like, and this is pandemic in general for me.
Uh-huh.
When you're out and about, going on a hike, whatever, going to the beach, it's like, where do you pee? Where do you pee?
That's an easier question for you and me than it is for possibly your date, though.
I agree. Luckily, there were bathrooms. They were disgusting, but I didn't
It's
have to
the
sit down.
beach.
Yeah.
I used to know
Exactly.
kids that would be so grossed out by the bathrooms at the beach that they would rather go pee in the ocean, which is not better, but somehow in their mind, that was the better choice because that's how gross those bathrooms are.
I mean, it is better in those oceans.
Not for the fish.
How much fish pee do you think is in the ocean?
It's
The ocean is
RP.
literally at
They don't
least
need
20%
my
fish
rock star
pee.
dick just putting fucking
Why
No,
do you think? Why do
Rockstar.
you call?
Rockstar. Not Rockstar. Rockstar.
Oh, got it.
Rockstar, not Rockstar. I'm
The way you said
32.
it made it sound very different. It sounded like you were bragging, sir. You're like, I have
I'm done now. I'm sorry.
a Bruce Springsteen dick.
Songs about a turnpike.
So I can't get over that one. That one's
I
great.
know. I don't know. I don't know how to come back from this. I think I just died. I'm dead now.
Oh, okay. So should have gone with Monster. Oh no, Monster actually wouldn't have worked either.
No, you still would have been confused. Or actually would have been like, you're a liar. We went to that Korean spa once. I know, William.
I've seen it.
Not a monster. Maybe a rock star. Not a monster.
Not a monster. Ay.
So you had a good time.
Anyway,
all in all.
yes, yeah, it's a good time, and it's just interesting to be on a date in the pandemic. I think that's an experience that I never cared to have, but I've had.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are in a similar position as you, and like maybe hearing that you were able to find a way to juggle the confusion of it safely gives them hope, or at least a chance to go on. I guess my biggest question for you is was there not whether or not the date went well, but was there ever a moment that you were able to kind of like let the pandemic leave your brain and you were able to just kind of focus on that person? Like, was there ever that moment where you were like actually comfortable and like returned to like, oh yeah, this is what this is like, and you just do this, and I'm like this, and I'm honest about this, and I wasn't thinking about death in the air? Because they honestly say like the amount of particles that are out there of coronavirus could fit into one Coca-Cola can. That's how little there actually is, and how little it takes to get people sick.
Wow.
So was there ever a moment, that's why I drink Pepsi, is there ever a moment, it's a lie, but
I know, but it was a great joke. Okay.
I don't, was there ever that moment where you were able to like let yourself have fun? You know what I mean?
That's an interesting question. Yes, I would say it was a little bit, because I think that there's a little bit of me that's going like I'm not sure because there were two things going on, right? There's always there's the pandemic that's kind of around your mind, even if it's not at the forefront. And then there's the fact that I haven't been on a date in a very long time.
Sure. Yeah, you got two things going on.
Yeah, so that to me, not that I wasn't having fun. I think it was great to just chat with another person in real life.
Like
that
how
was
often do you
really
get to do
nice.
that these days, where you're actually like sitting down with another human being, not like this, not in this like totally disconnected conversation, but like really plugged in with each other. You're there.
Yep. Yeah, that was nice. You know, that is a nice element of that. So in that sense, I think that's where maybe the pandemic lifted or left in just going like, oh, this is nice. I really do like people. I like talking to people, you know.
I do like people.
Yeah, I do enjoy people. You know, it's just so weird. It's so weird these days that there's just like so few people that you interact with. Now, obviously, most people are not safe like me and you.
Sure, I'm
and
sure there's a few first dates that went very differently this year.
yes, yeah,
Good on them.
and
Kind of.
you know, I think it's unfortunate, obviously, that people continue to go to picnics with or parties and picnics with a bunch
That's
of
right,
people.
Daniel. You
without
take down
masks.
the picnics. You fucking destroy the picnics. I never liked them. It's a party away from home. Where's the home? Where's the restroom? It's the same problem with the beach. Now we're at a park, and there's some homeless dude in the back just trying to fucking smoke a cigarette, and you just need to pee.
Yeah,
And the hot dogs are cold. Because they cooked them at home and then brought them to the park. Fuck picnics.
I know.
Fuck
Well, you know,
picnics. I don't think that was your point.
There are safe picnics. You can have a safe picnic, but if you're all sharing food and less than 6 feet at the same table,
Like a nice
you're not
queso
safe.
dip for everybody to just dip
Absolutely
into.
not. Little charcuterie board? Absolutely no.
That is
Unless
one of the
it's
big
just
trends on
for
TikTok.
you.
Charcuterie board. Did you ever see the like nacho tables people were doing for a while?
Yes.
They just put tin foil on a
little
table and you're like,
weirded
now
out.
it's a plate.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not supposed to be doing that. Like, you selfish sons of bitches.
Did you
You're
ever see the
killing
spaghetti?
people.
Did you ever see the spaghetti table?
No.
Think the
don't want
nacho
to.
table, but it's spaghetti and everyone has a
Ew.
fork. Yep.
Get out. No.
I don't know why. I don't know
guys,
who
it's
these people are
disgusting.
allowed to live, but someone gave them a right.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
disgusting. Yeah. So everyone, there's just selfish people in the world. But with that being said,
Like me, I'm happy in a relationship. I'm very selfish
Yes.
by doing that. And
what's your Valentine's Day plan? Because it's obviously different this year, but you do have a Valentine.
what's pretty fucking hilarious is it's not too much different from last year. I happen to date a chef, so we're gonna make some food at home. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
love it.
We watched your fucking Italian making the pasta at a home. And it inspired. I didn't realize it's fucking egg, flour, and oil. No wonder it tastes good. It's literally just oil and flour. It's bread that you're just putting with more and more shit. Oh my god, it looked so good, Daniel. It looked so good, but it didn't look like enough.
It wasn't. I mean, it fed 3 people. So
Okay.
And there was a little tiny bit left over, like not a full meal the next day, but a little amuse-bouche.
See, my version of a
next day.
Valentine's Day, there's nothing left over. There's nothing left. Nothing
I think
left
it's going to
in the
be
tank.
plenty.
Yeah.
If you use the recipe I used on my YouTube video,
Here we go. Plug it up.
thank you. How to make pasta? No, not how to make
The
pasta.
Daniel Wargo.
I made my own homemade pasta on Daniel Wargo. The result will be plenty of food for 2 people, I think.
Plenty of food. Sounds
Make
good.
a salad or some vegetables.
That's kind of
you know,
like what we did last year. Like in our first year of dating, yes, I took her to sushi. We went on this walk. I had to impress her. But now we're happy, Daniel. It's different. You just got to keep them fed.
I agree.
I'm the
Definitely
most romantic
Valentine's
human on
Day.
the planet. Everyone's
No.
just so excited.
No, Valentine's Day should change, I think. You know, the
I
further
never
you get
got
into
the
a
like hustle and
relationship.
bustle of making it always like I get that it's nice to go out and do this thing. I'd rather if you're gonna do that, get out of town and do that.
Mhm.
I don't want to just be in the same like I don't want to do something we can do on any fucking day. So for us, I don't think I'm ever going to make pasta again because it looked
Right.
fucking difficult. It looks like I'm going to give myself arthritis 7 times by the time I'm done.
It's some work.
Yeah,
It's
and I'm
some
hoping
work.
she will put in some work, but I'm willing to do it all because that's love, baby. So we're gonna.
It's some work. You know what I always did, because this is obviously I'm single this year, but I haven't been for several years before this. I hate Valentine's Day, the day, because everyone's out and the restaurants are crowded. But
And restaurants
what
are open again now.
what I like to do is go out like the night before,
Oh, that's smart.
to a nice restaurant, like someplace that I want to try. That, and then you get kind of all of the allure of Valentine's Day. You have Valentine's Day to just hang, go see a movie if you want, like
Not
just
this year.
chill.
Yeah,
Yeah, in a normal world, and
this is normal,
but
Daniel.
you get that fancy night on the 13th, and I think that's actually more special. So that's my secret trick.
Well, now
to
that you've
Valentine's
told
Day.
everyone, everyone's going to go do that. So
Well, there are
say goodbye
billions
to
of
the
people
13th.
who listen to this podcast.
Say goodbye to
I'll
the
just
13th.
make it the 12th then,
Okay.
or maybe I'll get the 14th.
Why not just like go
If
out?
everyone's
Why not just pick a random day in February? The 28th. Let's go out on the 28th.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just a day. It's just a day to say you love somebody. That I think that's wonderful. But this year, I feel like, can you be? What's the name of like someone who's a Scrooge on Valentine's Day? Like, what's the name of that? Because that's what I am and want to be this year.
Single people. Like all single people. I don't think they even choose to be. There's just like, it's not even their fault. It's like because of the commercialism, so much shit. Like you literally walk into Target and there's 72 aisles of fucking just pink on pink on pink, and it's all candy you don't even like. Who likes those fucking like hearts? When you chew them really fast, sparks fly in your mouth. I don't think a candy should be able to make gunpowder, personally. What's in that? I don't know. A peep? Not good. Not fucking good. Just talking about textures like we were earlier. Not my thing. Chocolate? Turns out Americans put in a bunch of, like, the way that we make chocolate is so different than the rest of the world, and I don't think I'll ever go back.
Where are you getting your chocolate from, or like what is this? I'm just curious.
Apparently
Go back to
Americans,
what?
because they're so far from the dairy in so many places around the country, we use a powdered milk and this acidicness in it that is also in like just things to keep them. So then we shove a bunch of sugar into it to make it more palatable.
Okay.
That's
Are
why
you
I like
talking about
those-
like crappy chocolate, like Hershey's or something?
all chocolate made in America has this.
I see. Okay.
And I'm
you
only
talking about
saying
milk
that because
chocolate,
someone
dark
from the
chocolate?
British
Like-
baking show said so.
Like dark chocolate has that too?
All of it. If it's got
Interesting.
milk, if it's got some sort of milk, maybe dark chocolate doesn't. I
Milk
didn't do
chocolate.
research.
Okay.
I'm making a
You're
statement.
just coming up with facts that you're pulling out of your ass from
Yes.
a Great British Baking Show.
Don't you watch it? It's a great show.
I don't care for baking that much, so
Maybe dark
I love
chocolate is
food.
not that way. Maybe dark
I feel
chocolate
like
is
dark
not that way.
chocolate doesn't have milk in it, but I could be wrong.
Just not a
but I
big
could be
chocolate
wrong.
guy, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
It's very hard for you to
Mhm.
not be distracted by this time of year because I feel like I see more Valentine's Day shit than I do any other holiday that comes after Christmas. And then it's Halloween again and it's back to those shelves. Like I don't see 7 floors of green. You don't see a
Yeah.
bunch. I guess you see a bunch of plastic eggs.
Yeah.
Getting further and further from the holiday. So I wonder where we'll be in a few years. Single people don't mean to be better. It's just like it's forced upon them. They're
Yeah, I mean
scrooging it up.
it's fucking obnoxious that
Sure.
there's this day that
It's obnoxious for people in a relationship, though, too. You realize that.
I mean,
like
I will
as someone
say,
that's in
yeah,
a relationship,
it's obnoxious.
there's so much pressure to like, especially we're coming off Christmas, we're coming off my birthday. We've had so many celebrations. We're okay. So it's like a little weird to be forced to celebrate each other. I think it would be so much better to find a day, maybe in February, like you do, the 13th, the 12th, whatever fucking day you want, and actually make it about yourselves. Because that's what it should be, is to celebrate the person that, number one, is putting up with you and wants to.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, but yes, you're right. There's pressure. My ex actually like held something that I did on Valentine's Day against me for months. And I was like, oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
where we are. Like what gives you the right to hold that day with this much They give this day this much power when there are 365 days a year, and literally it exists to sell cards and to sell chocolate and to sell restaurants to sell food. It's not a real day. There's
Yeah.
no real holiday for this. If I love you 365 a year. And it's a nice day for us to have a nice dinner and a nice time together and really be with one another.
I think I
But
just
it's
realized
not.
I'm not a big candy person. That's why it doesn't work out for me.
That makes sense.
There needs
That
to
makes
be
sense.
more. We need to normalize gummy Valentine's Day candy.
Okay,
Like
well,
some
I think
sweet
you
and
can get that.
souries. Yeah, but we
Yeah.
don't.
We'll do it
Where's the
then.
warhead of love? Just like that's what a relationship's
Warhead
like.
for Valentine's Day?
Oh
I
yeah.
don't-
Ah, fuck yeah.
That's what a relationship's like.
It's first it's sour, then it's sweet. And then if you
I
pop
think
another one,
it's
it gets
actually
sour
the other
again.
way around. Usually it's sweet and then it's sour.
No, it's good if it's good.
I'm going to go on a hike alone on Valentine's Day this year.
That's pretty
Super
exciting.
excited.
How many masks?
One.
Do you have like
maybe.
one of
I
those
gotta
like
breathe.
sleeve masks where it's like kind of like a beanie and you just like pull it down, or just like a normal ass mask?
I just have a normal ass mask.
Good job.
I have an N95 mask because I'm safe.
That's a number. That's a safe number.
It's the safest, baby. The safest. So yeah, I'm gonna celebrate myself on Valentine's Day. I'm gonna gal it up,
good.
baby.
As you
And
should.
get some chocolate for myself, you know?
Just maybe dark chocolate or something from the Swiss people.
Maybe
They
I'll
have
get myself a donut.
Who has good chocolate? Like, what are the countries known for chocolate? A donut. Oh, now we're talking. We need Valentine's Day donuts.
It's
That's
Sunday,
barely
so
a
it's
candy.
donut day anyway.
We're back to bread again.
It's everything comes back to bread.
Everything comes back to bread.
We're in a pandemic. Pan is bread in Spanish, and I think in Latin. Bread-demic. We're in a bread-demic.
This thing did start with a lot of bread making.
A lot of bread.
Where are those people now? Not a lot of sourdough. Less
Not a lot,
sourdough than
man.
last year.
Let's do that again. Let's bring sourdough back. Make America sourdough again. I'm going to try not to be too sourdough on Valentine's Day.
There
I'm
it
gonna try to
is.
be
There's
sweet.
his dad joke. It's in. One more for the gut.
Zing!
Also, the Super Bowl happened.
Oh, that's right. That was this week?
I know, right?
Yikes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yikes
we've
and
been talking
daisy.
for a minute, so I don't know how much we have to say about it. I do know that I was right in my prediction, and I'm pissed that I spent all my money on Pokemon cards and not putting it into gambling like you do. Just being
You
like,
should have.
yo, Vegas, put money on them.
Yeah, you just call Vegas.
Underdogs. Dude, what was that game?
It was really boring.
It was a really boring
very
game.
boring. Yeah. And it made me think. I was like, are all Super Bowls this boring?
I think they might be.
But like there's people around. We're excited.
Usually there's a bunch of people, there's a bunch of food.
Yeah.
Not this year.
I had a bunch of food. My mom went to town.
But it's
But-
different when you're eating alone a bunch of food. Then it's
Yeah.
sad. And you realize halfway through that meal it's sad. But you're not going to stop because you bought it all.
Right. Exactly.
What'd you guys have?
We got some pizza. And what else do we have? I fried up some lumpia that I had left over from Christmas.
Delicious.
My mom made these little like pastry tarts. She had a new air fryer, so she was
Everyone in their
practicing
air
on that.
fryers.
I
I
know.
feel like I was ahead of the curve with that shit. I've already given mine away.
You had an air fryer? When did
like
you have an air fryer?
3 years ago. Like right as soon as you moved out.
Oh, really? You son of a bitch.
Well, it was like a good way to like make healthy food taste palatable.
yeah. Yeah.
That's the whole
Right.
point. Is it how does it work? There's like no oil and it's just like now it's crispy, bitch.
Yeah, I know. It's freaking amazing. Freaking amazing. So the Super Bowl happened. Yeah, I lost money, whatever. Actually, I didn't lose that much because I won some of my side bets.
There you go. Not
But-
everyone lost money though. Did you hear about the streaker?
Yes, I did. You
I'm
brought
gonna be
this
honest,
to my attention.
I didn't see it during the game. I do not remember that moment at all on television.
Well, they don't show when people come out like that, they don't show it because they don't want to give them attention.
Sure.
So they showed that it was happening by I remember they showed Tom Brady watching it happen.
I was a little drunk halfway through.
I was too.
You know, by the time The Weeknd came out, I was like, yes, let's go. Like, I was on a good one, Daniel.
You were going.
I was on a ride.
I love it. I love that. I love that journey. I love that journey.
But there's a rumor that he put money down, like $50K or some shit down, like to bet that there would be a streaker at the Super Bowl, and it only cost him $1,000 to get out of jail, and now he like tripled his money.
Right.
Like, we really made the wrong bet. Should we streak at the next Super? Like, is that the new stonks? Streaky?
Honestly, my guess is if that's true, like that will never be a prop bet again. Because
always taking it away from the little guy.
Yeah.
The little streakers.
Yeah, I know. I should have taken that bet. Damn.
Can we take a bet that will not be a bet anymore?
What?
I don't know, buddy.
No, we can't. Unless it's a bet, we can't take the bet. Are we getting really?
I don't know, but like, I'm trying to think. Like,
here?
No, we're definitely not. Are we getting spiritual? What do you do with that money?
Spend it, man.
Pokemon cards.
Okay.
Well, speaking of The Weeknd played, and there were a lot of feelings. So I would like to maybe go through some of those feelings, because I was a little tipsy. So William was having a grand old time. He was like,
Great.
Na, 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 na. I can't sing the words. But I know the melody, but I don't know the words.
You know the melody, but you don't know the words. But you liked his performance.
I thought he sounded good. I thought he sounded really fucking good compared to a lot of people that I think get a little excited to be there, especially like we were talking about legends versus younger performers. And every younger performer, even kind of last year with J-Lo and Shakira, I feel like there's a certain, like, it's so many fucking people. Like, there were still at this 56,000 fucking people at the Super Bowl. We're in a pandemic and 56,000 people were out there. I haven't been able to go to a concert since February, but they could do this. Fuck that forever. But that's a different thing. I just think there's an energy when you're there. And maybe it's because it was less people, he was able to focus on himself. But I think that the artists just start shouting. At a certain point, they stop singing, and it becomes this like hype thing. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I always feel like there's a point where they just yell, Super Bowl! And like from that point, their voice is shot. So they no longer sing the choruses. They no longer sing the high notes. They just blast their voice out, scream, do that fucking big hand clap bullshit that everyone does, and that's it. But he sang, dude. He sounded fucking good. And the camera work with it, there's some wonderful memes. But for the most part, I feel like the camera work matched the energy of the songs. And that's not something I normally get to see in a performance because the cameras are so far away. They were able to like run around and do a lot more. I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was a pretty, like an 8 out of 10.
Cool. Wow. That's pretty high.
That's
pretty high.
I'd rate high. I always round up.
That's
what my teachers did for me. I'm going to do it for an artist.
Hey, you got to respect that. Pay it forward. That's what we call that. I'll preface it. I agree with you. The Weeknd sounded unbelievable. His voice was stellar.
And you could tell that it wasn't just other vocals. He was singing.
No, it was him. Yeah. And he sounded great. And to be honest, that's the best part. That's the best quality that The Weeknd has. Like, he is a wonderful singer.
Right. But if you close your eyes, you're like, is it Michael Jackson?
Yeah, he has Michael Jackson quality for sure. I don't think he's as good of a singer as Michael Jackson in some ways, but in some ways he's better in others.
Sure.
I think he's better at the slower stuff than Michael was.
Yeah.
But Michael's better at the faster stuff for sure. And the higher stuff.
That stuff?
Yeah, that was actually it. That was exactly what I was thinking.
That's what he sounded like.
And I just thought he was the wrong choice. That's all. That was all my issue. I just don't think. I just look at the Super Bowl as such a spectacle
Sure.
Type of performance, and I don't really think he's a spectacle type of performer.
Okay.
So, there was some, spectacle with the crazy mirrors, and they did a little bit of dancing. He doesn't dance. He kind of just moves kind of awkwardly around the stage. I don't know. I just don't look at him as an amazing performer, that's what I want to see at the Super Bowl, is not an amazing singer per se, but an amazing performer.
I guess I always get distracted by performers that focus on the dancing over the singing. And I thought it was a nice break from a pop star having to always have this choreographed, pre-planned, like sort of hits and moments and stuff. That's not that exciting to me anymore. I feel like that kind of music is, I don't know. I think it's like to make up usually for the lack of, and he just kind of focused on his performance. But I see what you're saying. The energy was definitely a little more mellow than what I loved about it is he didn't like need you to like him. A lot of people that perform at the Super Bowl scream for your approval. They're like, please fucking just get on my level, people. Fucking put your hands in the air. And I think he did that once in the very last song. He was just like, I can't believe I'm here. That was the fucking vibe I got from it, is like, dude, I'm just like, and I'm going to surround myself with it. I thought the masks, like the weird facial thing, it does nod to his music video, but I thought it was also a really cool way to get a bunch of people to dance and choreographed around each other safely. Like there was so much thought put into that and into the camera work. It's usually just kind of like crane shots and Katy Perry's riding a fucking zebra into the middle of the stadium. And you're like, but she's a little pitchy, dog. She's a little pitchy, dog.
Well, I mean, and that speaks to Katy Perry. I mean, but there are and that,
like,
I think
that
sounds
goes like his album.
Yes,
I appreciate that.
He's a fantastic singer. He's really fantastic. I'm not like thrilled by his performance abilities.
Was it Lady Gaga level? No. Did he jump off the stadium? No. Should he have? Maybe. Not to his death. I don't know, but into a dance number.
I think the one thing that maybe just could have saved it for me is just bring one person out for one song.
Yeah, that was a little weird that and that's because of safety reasons. They couldn't get people to quarantine the same way he probably had to leading up to the show. That's probably what that is, more than he didn't want to share the limelight. Because there was a moment where it did kind of feel like it was almost like being like, here we go. Fucking, here like they come. Get somebody.
Yeah. Right. It really thought like that was going to happen.
Daft Punk would be so perfect. They're already in masks.
I know. And they do that song with him. So it's like,
oh, shit. Weekend, you kind of fucked up.
Like, that was a big miss. I think we haven't seen Daft Punk in a couple years. Like, it would have been great.
I mean, they've got to be like in their 40s or 50s now. They were making music in 2001.
Who knows? The other big complaint that I did here is, like, obviously there's been a lot of performers who've been out of work since the pandemic.
Sure.
And he did not hire any women. They were all men dancers.
Gotcha.
So that was I
guess I didn't notice that because of everyone wearing a mask. I didn't really like think about who was under there. And I don't know if that's true.
I found it out later. Through it was all men dancers. So maybe in the orchestra there was women. I don't know. I don't recall. But yeah, for the actual,
I did see like one fucking thing that was pretty funny. That was like the level for a male performer is so low. Like Beyonce got put on the fucking FBI most wanted list for her performance. Not most wanted, but like she's on a list now because of that performance.
Well, that's because the Illuminati shit. Remember when she called in the Illuminati?
I thought it was the Black Panthers that everyone had a problem with. It was not the Illuminati. Oh yeah,
she's fucking Illuminati.
Oh god. You thought I was into the lizard people. You thought I was into the lizard people. Look at you go.
I'm not into lizard.
That's what the Illuminati is.
No, that's a different thing. That's saying there's lizard people walking among us. Illuminati's a secret organization of high, powerful people controlling the world.
Dig deeper.
Which there absolutely is.
Dig deeper.
And their headquarters is under the Denver airport. Look it up.
I've been there. So I was that close to power? Yeah, it was fairly new at the time.
Yes. So yes,
I was close to
it's
power.
underneath. It's
I
underneath there.
gotta go back and start digging and be like, hey, what's up with the fucking Valentine's Day candy? What the shit?
There's a
Let's get some
lot of-
gummies.
There's a lot of crazy stories down there. If you want to go down that path, you can research Denver Airport Illuminati.
I don't think I will. I already have enough problems sleeping as it
Alright.
is.
Whatever. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do.
I do it every time. Should we take a break really fast?
Yes. Let's do
All
it.
right, we'll be right back, guys. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Lávate las manos. Es muy importante que te laves las manos. Wash your damn hands.
And we're back. We're backity back. Are you back, Daniel?
Back.
We always do this separately, so I never know if you're also back. I'm just checking in.
I'm back.
So, like we like to do every single week, I like to teach Daniel a little bit of the internet, and there's a pretty fascinating story that I found.
Yeah.
Well, CNN found it
Okay.
first, and then William found it. It's like I found it, but
Okay. Fair.
News. Where do you get your news? Doesn't matter. It's all fake. So we were kind of almost speculating this at the beginning of our show, at the beginning of the pandemic, like what it would actually be like to wake up later and figure out all this happened, like a fucking 28 Days Later, like a Walking Dead. Like you're in a car accident and you don't know that the world has completely altered and changed.
Mm-hmm.
We have finally found a story where someone has been in a coma literally this whole time and just woke up. He was in a coma for 10 months, a British teenager, and now he's still having to, like, the sad thing is it's from a head injury, so he's not even fully able to completely retain information.
Okay.
But he's, like, having to discover and figure out this world all over. Like, can you even imagine being a teenager, let alone a person that wakes up, going to bed, Jimmy Kimmel's funny, and you wake up, and the next time you see him, he's in his house, and it looks like he's on house arrest, and he's crying.
Oh my gosh. How crazy. I can't imagine this. Wow. So that's like, it's almost like the beginning of the Walking Dead thing.
Yeah, or 28 Days Later, where you just...
Or 28 Days Later.
You just sort of wake up, and the world has completely shifted. I wonder if it's, like, a lot harder to comprehend than slowly just getting beaten into submission like we have for the last year.
Right.
Like, we just accept a lot of things that, like, originally this show was kind of created for us to, I think, cope. I think to figure out what this was and to see, like, how we were reacting to it. And if you had none of that time, what would that sort of be like? Also, he had COVID twice.
In the coma?
In the coma. He didn't have to know anything about it. He doesn't know the symptoms he had. He had COVID 2 fucking times.
Fuck.
And since this is the UK, maybe he's ground zero for the new one. Who fucking knows, man?
Wow.
That's the part that made me laugh a little bit. I know that that's terrible, but
who are they letting in that room who had
if
COVID?
He's already at the hospital. What more can you do?
Jesus, this kid's life. Oh, man.
It could be worse, Daniel. You got to go on a beach and have an awkward conversation from 12 feet away with somebody, and he just got COVID twice trying to stay alive.
Yep, that's perspective.
Perspective.
Pandemic perspective. Panspective.
So you didn't hear about this story at all?
Never, no. This is crazy. And my sympathies go out to this family. I'm so glad he's awake. I hope that he is able to heal and make full recovery.
Sure.
I don't know how you spend 10 months in a coma and then just come back and you're like, nah, I'm the same.
Yeah. I think even minus the pandemic, coming out of a coma that long, it's got to be a fucking journey, travel to sort of...
Oh, yeah.
And accept the time that you've already lost as an individual. You
right.
know, to know that it literally left you. Like, I take naps sometimes that do the same thing to me. Just time slips away. I'm old now, Daniel. And it's very possible to do one of those, I call them teleportation naps, because you go for you want a half-hour nap. That's the window.
Yeah.
Half hour to an hour. You're going to feel good. 2.5 hour nap.
Yeah.
You're You have
You're
no
fucked.
idea where you are. You don't remember
Yeah.
what day it is. You're fucked. That whole day is burning to the ground.
Yep.
10 months.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. Wow. It's incredible. It's incredible that his family was just like, you know, got through it, was there. I'm assuming, I'm making a lot of assumptions.
Dude, how scared were his parents probably when they were like, so you know how he's asleep? He just got COVID.
Right. Well, and like, can they come visit him?
Probably
Were
not.
they able to visit him?
Probably
you know?
not. I don't know what it's like
Jesus.
over there.
I don't know, man. That's incredible.
Napster is dangerous as COVID. Sometimes.
Napster?
Naps.
Sorry. I was like, Napster's as dangerous as COVID. I was like, that's a throwback.
And doesn't
That's
make
a
any
threat.
fucking sense either.
Oh!
What are you doing?
I mean, it was dangerous for the music industry. It changed it, really. So for some people, it was dangerous.
I actually saw a TikTok pretty recently of just like the news covering somebody that used Napster back in the day. And he's like, I just log on and listen to the music I want to listen to. We do that now. Spotify gives us that option now. I don't pay anybody. I just listen to it for free. There's an ad every once in a while, but I listen.
Yeah. Well, they get money. The
Not a
artist
lot.
gets money.
Not a lot.
Not a lot, but some. You know, I think if you just what I've learned from this like 2 weeks, and this is obviously I'll just say from since I started my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
when I set a not even a goal, but like a schedule of just being like, no, this is when content comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I've got a video on Tuesday evening and Saturday afternoon, and recently I've been like, I'm doing 3 TikToks a day. So that's my schedule or
Right.
whatever. I don't always have ideas, and sometimes I don't have an idea, and I'm just like, well, it's time,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm gonna do something, and it doesn't even necessarily like the half of them are probably bad, whatever. I don't think things need to be perfect. Like I think we all have to get over the fear of trying to be perfect all the time, especially in this current climate.
Unless you're making ventilators, those should be perfect.
Those should be perfect. Doctors should be perfect. But trying to joke out, that shit comes and goes.
I feel
You
like
know?
real jokes, real comedy, real actual like something that like will make someone fall over laughing, it has to start in a place that doesn't work. It really does. And you have to figure out how it does work. What was it that made you come up with that idea in the first place, and figure out the best way to communicate or translate that to someone. At least that's my perspective. Like all of my jokes come from either I blurt something out because in my head, like my brain did something terrible with the information. It's like, oh God. And then I say something to counteract that. I'm like fighting with my own head in a weird way, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it's about giving yourself a chance to not fail too. Like when I write or try to come up with something matters so much. We like to do this show in the morning, number one, because of my voice, but also because I think you're silliest in that first like hour or two of the day. Like if you just sort of like not have too much of the world and the day bogged down on your mind, that's when you can like play your best game, write your best poem, come up with your best joke, or just like write something meaningful to you, because there's not so much like weight of everything that's happened yet. I don't know about you. I feel really goofy in the morning.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that. I think what I'm learning, and just kind of going off of what you said about comedy or about storytelling or about any of that kind of stuff, is the way that I'm funniest is in the moment. I don't, if I think of a joke, it's like that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
But if I'm like forcing myself to write, or forcing myself to be in a conversation, or forcing myself to be filming like this, the impulse that I have, I'm starting to trust more. So like I believe that somehow, even though I have no idea what's going to happen, I'm going to put a joke or put some of my comedy or put some of my charm into something, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know, and so if you just give yourself the opportunity to do that, if you feel like that's something that you're good at, and say like, hey, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that when I'm in this situation, I will perform.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be a home run. Baseball players, their good batting average is 300. That's, you hit 3 out of 10 times. That's great. And
I like those odds.
you're a hero.
I would love to be batting at 100, but it's just not possible, I guess.
No. I mean, but if you can just hit every once in a while, it's actually gonna work. And not everything has to be amazing. Like, I don't know why we get into this thought process, like as artists, oh, this has to be good. Oh, at some point I'm going to come up with this amazing joke or this amazing bit. And maybe it works for some people like that, but it doesn't work for me.
Well, there's so much pressure and payoff to working. Like, if you look back at school with memorizing lines, just like as a reference, for us and for Nikolai and people that come from that background, or learning a new sheet of music for your piano teacher, anything like that, there's all this pressure and payoff based on how you do. It's not about it's going to be perfect. It's like, can I fucking trick this person into knowing I know what I need? And I think jokes for me can be the same way. I don't always come up with them in the moment. I do have a lot of those moments, but sometimes I think of a funny moment to myself and there's no one around to share that moment with. And it'd be great to somehow make that moment work for that person. So it's not like you memorize that thought. It's not like you write it down and like beat for beat say it exactly the same way every time. It's learning how to present that idea to somebody like it's fresh, which is the same thing you would do playing a song or memorizing a line and being at a show.
Sure.
That audience, that teacher, whoever is grading you, they need to not feel like you've done this 100 times. And if you're able to do that with just like a funny, silly video, come on, Nikolai.
Or anybody. I mean, I think, it just speaks
I'm just gassing him up. I'm sorry.
No, I think just in general, it really is, I don't know. It's just a different, I'm kind of thinking through it, but it's just a different process than I think as artists, we get into this zone of like, I'm prepping this. I need to make this feel fresh. I need to make this feel real. Need to make this feel perfect or be perfect. And it's just like the world just isn't like that. Now, if you're opening on Broadway, you've had a lot of rehearsal. It's your job to be great and excellent. Or if you're shooting a film or playing a concert. But if it's just you alone with yourself or in a room full of people that it doesn't really matter, then shoot for the moon.
Yeah, I think I was almost more speaking to with discovery that you're right, like it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you believe in that thing and you're able to present it, it kind of will be perfect, Yeah. Like, I think there's what you're speaking to with the pressure of an artist having these like presumptuous ideas of what you're supposed to have as your payoff has been defined so well throughout your life. Even if you're just still in high school and you're just doing monologues in an acting class, or you're standing up in front of your public speaking class, any of that, you don't have to necessarily have that many eyes on you right now. So you almost get to be more yourself and have none of that scrutiny you would normally have. I don't think you need to think about it too much. I just think you need to do it. And once you start doing it and it becomes part of your routine and part of your muscle, it is a muscle,
Yeah, sure.
You don't want to fucking do too much after like not working out for 7 months and then just like go full on you and then hope that the receiving end of that is going to be the same payoff if you had just been working out a little by little for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Right.
We're gurus here. We know all. That's why we have no problems working out in the entertainment business. We're fucking golden. It's all
clearly.
It's working out for us.
I think when I say what I'm saying, it's coming from I'm currently in the process of getting over all of these issues and fears that I set for myself as an artist, as a funny person, as a writer, as an actor. And then there's just something within me that's like, well, why did you give yourself these stupid rules? They're not real. Like, no one said that this is real. You
Well,
know,
it's constantly changing too, and the gatekeepers are kind of gone of this.
well, yeah, and in the entertainment industry or whatever, and it's just like, just be yourself. If you want to be yourself on camera, fine. If you don't, fine. Whatever. Who cares? But you can be yourself, and you can trust that you are enough. You're different.
You are
You're
enough,
funny,
Daniel Wargo, 2021.
and sometimes you're a piece of shit. Like that's who you are.
What's up, Beeves? Thank you for stopping in. Is there something to be said for oversaturation of this? Can you go too far in almost falling in love with yourself and believing in yourself too much that you now shoot yourself in the foot because you've overdone it? Like, is there a point where you should pull back? Do you double down? Like, what is that? Because you do start to see these people on the internet that, like, once they figure out people like you, they almost up and up and up and up the stuff. But then that original thing becomes less and less special.
Yeah, I think that's a difficult concept.
But it is true that happens.
Yes, there is like an overexposure sometimes.
Like,
but
Seth Rogen was in every movie for like 3 years straight, and then had to almost take, like, he's always been a producer, he's always been a writer, he's always had that writing partner, he's always had that backseat to the business, but he had to like show and prove to you that he was more than just this fucking dude that Hollywood was putting in these places to stay relevant almost, you know? That was something maybe in his best interest in what he wanted to do, but it was also in the name of continuing to be hired, because he was going to get burnt out. Like, we're all burnt out of Chris Pratt, and he doesn't have those same things, you know?
yeah, I think it speaks to a little bit, you know, you've got the artistry, and then if you're so lucky as to have some sort of career, even if it's a small one, you have to have a business mind, or you have to have someone around you who's business minded. I'm not even talking financially. I'm just saying, like, you need to make the proper choices for your career. You don't want to, like, for a movie star, you don't want to accept the movie that's not going to paint you in a light, or it's not going to be the right move for you in your brand, in your career. And I think that's where that kind of like branding, marketing, that kind of thing comes into play. And the right choices. And we've seen it with movie stars.
But what does that
who make
mean, the
wrong
right choices, you know? So, like, for somebody that's coming up that doesn't have this team with them but still has that mindset, and they don't want to oversaturate themselves, they want to do just enough so they're noticed but not taken not seriously. What is that line, and how do they kind of keep, is that just based on the individual?
I think it must be based on the individual. And, you know, I think it's all when you're just coming up, it's all trial and error, right? Did this work? Great. Yes, great. I'm going to do more of that.
Work in what way? What does work mean? Does it work for you, or does it work for people? Because I make a lot of shit that works for me, and I like it. Not a lot of people watch it. But well, like, I think that's kind of okay for me.
Comes down to authenticity, right?
Yeah.
If it feels authentic, if you like it
authenticity for the individual. Okay.
Yeah, I think that transcends, you know. I mean, it's not all about numbers, and I think that's where people get into this game of like, oh, I'm not getting enough likes, not enough follows.
The best thing Black Arrow ever did for me was show me how to turn off my viewer count on Twitch. I swear to God, that has saved me so much anxiety. The numbers of everything, and we're constantly chasing in this way that feels inauthentic, like, completely to your point. So yeah, I mean, it's this thing that's been set there by these social media companies, and we've gotten into our minds that, oh, if I don't receive this many likes, or this person has more followers than me, or whatever. And thank you, Black Arrow.
The truth is, it doesn't matter. Like,
right,
if you just should feel authentic, and if you're being your authentic self in whatever way that you want to be, like, that's the opportunity it gives you.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to take it. You can live your life not on social media, or just be a lurker, a viewer,
right?
You know, and
yeah, not everyone needs to be a performer, I guess. Not everyone.
No.
Maybe I shouldn't even be, but here we are.
No, you should be whatever you want to be, and if you want to be that, like, great. And you just have to accept that it's not about the numbers. It's not.
Yeah.
And maybe someday it will be because your livelihood will depend on it. But, it's like, it's just not what it's about. It's about authenticity. That's my, I mean, and I'm coming at you with no clout.
No, but at the same,
like,
it's not about clout, but you are someone that has put yourself really head first into like following a schedule, following through with it, and actually being proud of those videos. Like, I'm pretty sure if you look back at your catalog, if you don't like a video like the way it turned out, you can at least look at it for the most part and be like, I learned something doing this, and it applies to everything I still make right now. And it's made everything I make currently better.
From where I'm at, it's about the journey. I'm proud of the journey that I'm on.
I'm proud of you too, Daniel. You've literally been an inspiration for all of us this year. I want you to know that. For real.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
2 a week is hard.
It's been a lot of work, but I am so grateful. When I started my YouTube channel, my inclination, I was trying to really trust my gut. I've been practicing that a lot this year, and one of the things that my gut was telling me was that starting all of the answers to my problems would be on the other side of this YouTube channel. And I didn't know what that meant specifically. I didn't think it meant, oh, you're going to have this crazy career suddenly and now you're going to be a YouTuber. It just meant that the answers were going to be on the other side.
Well, I even think what you just said, YouTuber, streamer, don't define yourself.
Doesn't matter.
Be you and use this as a tool. Right.
It's a tool. And you know what? It got me. I work every day now. I struggled so much before this to get myself going, to not have a lazy day, to not, to feel like, am I doing enough?
You and I used to write scripts all the time, and we would like put weeks and weeks and weeks ahead of when we needed to get that project done, when really we probably could have shot it that day if we were really being honest with ourselves and just fucking did it.
That's the thing. And that's what this has given me, is just like, no, just do it. Just stop. And I'm tired a lot, because I'm working so hard, but it's better than the alternative.
Right.
And I can't imagine going back. Like, this is my life. Going forward is not necessarily always going to be YouTube or always going to be content or always going to be this or that, but it's going to be this level of intensity and passion about whatever I'm doing, because otherwise, like, I give up.
Yeah.
I don't remember that, though.
I think Daniel needs more coffee, but we're all going to get to have more as soon as this ends. And we're going to end with our talk down, say goodbye to you all. But before this ends, Daniel, where can the people find you?
People can find me on YouTube, Daniel Wargo. Got a new video coming out tomorrow, 12:15.
Is it more pasta?
It's not. That'll be on Tuesday.
Oh.
Tomorrow, I'm sharing Sherman's DNA. I mean, I'm sharing
Does he know
what
you're
the results
doing
of his DNA.
Does he know? Okay.
He's in the video too.
You guys had a conversation about it. He's okay with sharing that information. I still don't want to do one of those. I'm scared.
A DNA? I didn't do it for myself.
The 23andMe stuff, dog. I'm scared to find out that I'm all Irish. I'm just like scared to find out a lot of lies about my family. And I'd rather go to bed or take a nap knowing.
Then don't do it.
That I'm everything,
don't do
baby.
it. You have that choice right now.
Yeah.
Till the government makes you do it. We don't live in that world. Where can the people find you, Will?
They can find me on Twitter at Will J. Gabriel.
Cool.
Twitter.
Wilj Gabriel. And this was a great show. If you like this show, please give us a 3 to 5 star rating in your podcast app.
That's Apple Podcasts,
along with a little
Spotify,
review,
Stitcher, Podbean, all the ones. Oh, a little review. What would you like them to say about us?
Say, Daniel sent me here. This podcast is a podcast, period. They talk like a real podcast, period, dash. It's a podcast.
Talk like a real podcast. Sometimes
you don't have
Daniel
to say
takes
anything
a nap
positive
in the middle of the show. Well, we all love you. We will be bringing you our updates on how our Valentines went. Daniel is going to get lost in the woods, and I'm going to eat too much pasta with my girlfriend. It's going to be a good time.
Can't wait.
I hope you find your way out of the woods. We each have our things. I feel like we switched. Good for us. Branching out.
Ever growing. Evergreen.
All right.
Well, you
We'll
have
see
a
guys
wonderful
next-
week. Will.
Yeah, you too, man. I hope everyone here will have a wonderful week as well. Thank you
Me
for
too.
sticking around, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right.
That was a long one. Holy
That was a
dicks.
long one.